Hello, welcome back to Otter Pop Culture. Today we're going over the Neighborhood's fourth album called Chip Chrome and the Monotones. So this is an LA-based quintet of a group, and excuse me, they've been around mainstream-wise since 2012 with their first breakout single called Sweater Weather, and I listened to it. I really did like it. And I was very into it and then I further got into them when they released their first album, I Love You, in 2013, and I was a full-on fan. I was like, I'm here for it, I love it all, this is great. Then they moved on to Wiped Out. Oh, well, in between Wiped Out and I Love You, they released a mixtape, which I'm not going to just tell it what it is. It's a lot of O's and a lot of F's. That was completely more hip-hop direction, and I didn't really care for that, and when they went back into Wipeout with the more mainstream, their actual album, it felt very similar. It felt very similar to I Love You, so I was just like, well, I don't know what's going on here. So I kind of fell off after that. But then I came back when I saw that they were releasing something in 2018 that was their self-titled album, but then it went away, then it came back with a different title, so it confused me, so I was like, it must be an mixtape, so I'm gonna move past it. So I did, and then I found this, then Cherry Flavoured came out for their first single for this album, and I was like, okay, this is complete different sound than they've done before, so I'm definitely gonna give them the time this time, and I'm happy I did. I'm very happy I did. This is a really good album. It takes inspiration from David Bowie with his Ziggy and the Stars, or whatever his thing was called. So with their Chip Chrome with the monotones, and this is actually going based. Who is Chip Chrome? It's this alien who is a persona of Jesse Rutherford, who's the main singer. So yeah, I really like this. I really feel like it gives you that 80s psychedelic rock in a way, especially with Pretty Boy, Lost in Translation, and Devil's Advocate. And Cherry Flavored. It feels like you go into that in the first half, you get there, and in the second half, it kind of goes into more of seeps more into the psychedelics, but also start giving you but leaning in to give you more of their original sound that they usually have. The first half is more, I feel like the first half is more experimental, and then it goes into more what you used to them sounding like, which is great. I love it. So let me tell you my highlights. In this album, pretty much he pretty much talks about the struggle of fame and knowing who you are, and also with the hint of maybe talking about his sexuality. But I do like this one. So Pretty Boy is my first favorite song off the album. I really, really love it. It's pretty much talking about the importance of love, and this one's the most chillest, most 70s psychedelic sound, which I really, really like. I love the sound. The melody is very catchy. It's so just low key, laid back. I love it. I love the part where he says, "If my heart stops beating, you're the only one I need with me." And it's just oh, with me. And I love that. I just love it. It seems so effortless, but at the same time, it's a mood. Lost in Translation, another one I really like. It talks about problems with Chrome having with his partner with communication, and with the intro being a sample of Wish That You Were Mine featuring the Manhattans, which is really, really cool. I miss samples like that. I miss kind of give you a full-on sample, and then here's the actual song. But I also love how the sample seeps perfectly into the actual sound, the production that we hear from the song on. Yeah, I really like this one. I think it's kind of interesting because I feel like he is talking about being lost in translation, but I also feel like he's tired of being lost in translation, and to the point where he feels like he's the only one that's tired of being in this circle of lack of communication. Devil's Advocate, another one I really love. I love the production in this one. This one's pretty much talking about the negative voices in your head that tells you all the worst things that could happen if you did this, if you did that, kind of thing. And he's pretty much saying, he's trying to he's trying to figure out what's going on. Like he says, if God is a dog and a man is a fraud, then I'm a lost cause. So it's just like, if God is not a thing and man is just full of shit, like if these things are full of shit, then I'm fucking lost. Like I don't know what the fuck I am then. If these higher things or things that are supposed to mean something is kind of just not really there, or not really for sure, you know? So, and I love the one piece that he says, selling what you buy, just like a product of the 90s. And I love that kind of nod to like the buy, NSYNC. Cherry Flavored, love it. First single, really love it. I love the, I feel like it's talking about the fact that he's really reliant on his drug use, and he notices that it's not really much of a social thing anymore. It's more just, he does it on his own, but to the point where it only makes him sad. It makes him sadder. So it's just like, oh, and he says, I've been getting high. It's keeping me low now. I'm doing it on my alone now. I think I gotta slow down. And he also says sweet and sour motivation, saying that like the motivation kind of comes and goes of him wanting to quit and wanting to not quit, or wanting to slow down and not slow down kind of thing. I really like that. I love that's very authentic to how like drug use kind of works sometimes. Silver Lining is another one I really like. I feel like it's about this person who tried it in love and really, really like the last time that love didn't really go their way at all. It went complete shit. He says you had your heart on his sleeve the last time. Took it too seriously, or so seriously last time. You tell him to believe you could believe in you. You just gotta believe it too. Pretty much saying this person doesn't like put everything on the line for this love, and notices like some of it needs to be held back for yourself, you know. And I feel like that this person's like, oh, believe in me to the other person, and just like, yeah, but you don't even believe in yourself, you know. You're so reliant on that love that you don't even realize that the love you're not giving it to yourself. I feel like that's what he's saying. And he says, if you find that silver lining, you're in deep. There's another piece that was buried underneath. Pretty much saying, like, you find the silver lining of what the issue is between this losing game, and he wants to find a better way. This person wants to find a better way to feel better about it. And I feel like, or a better way to love. And I think that Jesse's saying if you find it, there's just so much more that that's gonna be ripped. That's gonna be that will come to surface. That all sort of issues about like who you are, or about love. Love is always constant battle, and so I think that's what he's saying is like it's a constant going on. You're not always gonna find like love will never be perfect. Love will never be exactly what you're looking for. You may find somebody that really you can ride with, but it's never going to be perfect. And if you do find that perfection, you're going to find something. It's worse. It's just going to be you're further in deep now, you know, than you were before. Tobacco Sunburst, I really like that one. It says it's a ballad, but actually no, it is, and I love it. It pretty much talks about eyes. It says black eyes, red eyes, brown eyes, blue eyes, blind eye, and then green eyes. And one of the things he says, I turn a blind eye, looking at the bright side now. Looking into your eyes, never knew I needed your help. Pretty much, I feel like what he's saying is that because it starts off with black eyes, so he feels defeated, and he's going back to where he was. And I think that each eye is a different person that he's been in a relationship with and didn't really work out, but at the same time, they did help in some ways. So yeah, and it's like, I feel like it's different relationships with different eyes, and I think that's really, really cool. And finally, middle of nowhere, or somewhere, is about the music industry, where he says, I was looking on the outside, looking in, and now I'm in the inside, trying to stay out of my head, I need peace of mind. I feel like in this type of direction, he's saying, like, I spent my life looking inside, looking from the outside, looking inside, and wanting to be in that world, but now I'm in it. I feel like I'm losing my mind, keeping up and being around all this stuff, you know. So you have to find a peace of mind. I'm sure that really hurt, that really bothered him when he was like, I want to be in it, not a minute, and I don't really know if I want to be in this, This is way more stressful than I thought, This is their last album with Columbia Records. I think they're gonna move on they're going to a different record company, or maybe going solo, or not solo, or maybe going more independent. I wonder if they're gonna keep the name. We shall see. So I give this album a 8 out of 10 because I really do like it. I think that this is the great direction that I love that they went to. There were some songs that I couldn't really label down and understand, like a couple of them actually, to be honest. It was Boohoo, Boohoo was, I understood it, but it wasn't really connecting with me. And and also the monotones. But all in all, I really do like it. I really suggest listening to it if you're a fan of them, and you also did something like me where you kind of fell off. Please get back into them right now. This is a good album. This is a really, really good album. Leave a comment below, tell me what you thought. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and I'll see you all in the next video.